The next method we are discussing today to work with strings is compare to method. It compares two strings and gives us some result on now based on the result we would accordingly say whether excuse me it will give us some result which will be an integer value. What this integer value will be, we'll understand it. Okay, here I've already opened the notes and we are speaking about the compare to method. Now let me give you some background about the result that we are going to obtain. If the two strings that we are comparing are absolutely the same, that means in terms of contents, in terms of case, then the result, that integer value that we are going to obtain would be 0. Okay, if the two strings are absolutely the same, and if the string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a positive integer value. If string 1 is less than string 2, the result will be a negative integer value. Now, on what basis are we going to obtain this positive integer value or negative integer value? We'll understand. Here in the textbook, we have two strings are given. Examples are given to us. One string having the text cat. Another string, say for example, it has the text fox. Now, the comparison will take place on the basis of the first character. The first characters will be compared. Okay, please see over here. At the top, the ASCII codes of the characters are written. The ASCII code of capital C is 67. ASCII code of capital A is 65. ASCII code of T is 84. And similarly for Fox. Now the computer will start comparing. When it compares string 1 with string 2, it will start comparing the first character C with F. Okay. I repeat, it will compare the ASCII code of C with the ASCII code of F. And they are not the same. As you see, the first character in case of cat is C and the first character in case of fox is F. The character is not same. So the computer will deduct, it will subtract 67. It will do subtraction of 67, 70. 67 minus 70, the ASCII codes would be subtracted. And the difference is minus 3 in this case. And this minus 3 will be the result in this case. Now this is provided, if I would have called the method like the string 1 dot compared to, and in bracket I would have provided string 2. So the ASCII code of the first character C 67 minus the ASCII code of first character of F 70. 67 minus 70, obtain the result as minus 3. If I would call this method as string 2, I would provide string 2 first, put a dot operator, and then write the name of this method compared to, and give string 1 in bracket. Okay, the computer would do the following deductions: 7 the ASCII code of F minus 67 the ASCII code of C, and the difference we'll get would be 3, positive value 3. So let us do this now on the computer. We'll start BlueJ. I'll do a new program now to do. I'm naming, our project is already open, chapter 15 string handling. The program I'm doing, new class. strings 8. I'm defining two strings s1 equal to, okay, let me assign that to it, and string s2 I'm defining, and let me assign. Now notice the second and the third letters of both the strings are same. The first letter is different, so the computer would compare the first letter here. Okay, system.out.println I'm writing s1 dot. This is the method that we are learning today, compare to method, which is going to compare the two strings. And in bracket, I'm providing the string s2 to it. So I'm telling my computer to compare s1 with s2. Now in this case, since I've written s1, since I told the computer to compare, I'm telling Java to compare s1 with s2. The computer will first start comparing the first letter of s1 with the first letter of S1 with the first letter of S2. That means here the comparison will be with between B and C. The second and the third letters of both the strings are same. So in one way we should focus on the first character. And what the computer would do is, okay, the ASCII code of B, which is 66, ASCII code of capital A being 65, ASCII code of B being 66, minus the ASCII code of C, which is 67, would be done, and the result of 6 minus 67 is minus 1, and this is the result we are going to see, minus 1. Okay, in this case is the result we are going to obtain. Similarly, if you would have written the statement as S2, if I tell Java to compare S2 with S1, so in this case, the first would be taking the ASCII code of capital C, which is 67, and then from that would be subtracted the ASCII code of capital B, which is 66. Why so? Because I've told the Java to compare S2 with S1. So the ASCII code of the first character of S2, which is C, which is 67, would be taken, and that would be compared with the ASCII code of the first letter of S1, that is D, and difference in this case would be a positive. I'm ending my main method and ending my program, and let us execute and see the result. So in the first case we got minus 1 as the answer, and the second case we got 1 as the answer. Now what if character is same? Okay, the computer will do comparison on the basis of the second character. I repeat, if the first character of both the comparison will be done on the second character. If the second character is same, the comparison will be done on the third character, and so on. So I'll just change my example. I'm assigning S1 as to S1. I'm assigning the string bat. S2 I'm assigning the string bag. As you see in this case, the first letter of both the string is same, the second letter is same. So the comparison will be done on the third letters. That means the ASCII code of, if I write S1 dot compare to S2, okay, S1 dot compare to S2, if I write, the ASCII code of capital T, from that would be subtracted the ASCII code of capital G. Okay, we can, we can count it off on our fingers. What is the ASCII code of T? Okay, the ASCII codes, I often told you to remember the ASCII codes of capital letters and small letters. Write them over here for your reference. Particularly in this topic, you need to be a bit clear. You need to remember the ASCII codes. So ASCII code 65 to 90 are for characters capital A to Z. ASCII codes 97 to 122 are for characters small a to Z. So the ASCII code of P is 84. To capital P for bat, the letter for the word bat, the letter T, the ASCII code is 84, and that of G is 71. So 84 minus 71, 84 being the ASCII code of, 71 being the ASCII code of G. Okay, I'll just mention over here in this comment that what are we doing? We are comparing the ASCII code in this case. We are comparing the ASCII code of character T with the ASCII code of character G. 84 minus 71 would be 13. So in this case, I will get the answer 13, a positive value, because the ASCII code of bigger number, whereas the ASCII code of G is a smaller number. So the answer we get is a positive number. And whereas if I would have written this, called this function in this manner, S2 minus dot compared to S1, providing S1 string in bracket, then the comparison would be S2 string having contains bag, the letter G would be compared with the letter T of bat. So in this case, G minus T, okay, ASCII code of G being 71 minus the ASCII code of T being 84 would be done, and the result would be a negative answer, in this case minus 13. Let us check up. Okay, 13 in the first case, minus 13 in the second case. Another example I'll take, S1 having the contents bat and S2 also having the same. So whether in this case I write S1 dot compare to S2 or S2 dot compare to S1 with S1 in bracket, the result will be same because both the strings are same. Okay. First the computer will compare the first letter, they are same, then it will compare the second letter, they being the same, letter being the same. So the result that we're going to obtain in this case for both these methods would be 0. So when the strings are absolutely the same, compared to gives us the result as 0. Okay, why? Whether we compare the ASCII code of capital B with capital B in case of S1 and S2, or we compare the ASCII code of capital A with capital A, capital A in capital A in S2, or we compare the ASCII code of capital P in S1 with capital P in S2, okay, the difference would be 0 because the ASCII codes would be same, and so the difference in this case is 0. Okay, there's no need of doing any kind of calculation over here. Whether I write S1 dot compared to S2 or S2 dot compared to S1, the result will be 0. I shall take another example now. S1, I'm assigning that to it, and S2, okay, I'm assigning to it bath. So S1 string has 3 letters, whereas S2 string has 4 letters. The first 3 letters S1 and S2 are same. So the comparison, I'll tell you what will be on what basis. With the 4th letter of S1, which is not there, so it will be taken as null character, will be compared with the letter of S2, which is H. Yeah, here it will be taken as null character. ASCII code would be taken as 0 in that case, and which will be compared with the 4th letter of S2, which will be H. So actually I will get the difference of null character, the comparing null character with H. Okay, let us check up the answer in this case. Okay, this we have to understand that since the first string does not have 4 characters, okay, the 4th character from S1 would be taken as null character, and that would be compared with the 4th character of S2, which is H. Now we have function on the lines of this function, that is compared to ignore case. Now this method compared to that we have learned will not ignore the case, correct? Ignore the case. Okay, so if let me take one more example where I'll be using compared to. We're comparing that which is assigned to S1 with that in small letters. Now currently if I'm using the method compared to compare the first letter capital B with small b, and remember when the ASCII codes of capital letters and small letters are different, so the ASCII code of capital B will be compared with the ASCII code of small b. Capital B, ASCII code of capital B being 66 will be compared with the ASCII code of small b. Okay, ASCII code of capital B is 66 and the ASCII code of small b is 98. Now if I'm calling S dot compared to method and giving S2 in bracket, okay, the computer will compare capital B with small b, and the difference will be calculated like this: 66 minus 98, that would be minus 32, the difference, And if I would have written, I would have called this method like this: S2 dot operator, then call the compare to method and given S1 in bracket. The comparison would be between small, being lowercase b being taken first, and then that being compared with the uppercase b. So 98 minus 66 would have given us a positive value 32 in this case. Now notice, currently I'm using compare to method, which is not different, which is actually, differentiating between uppercase and lowercase letters. Yes, compared to, I repeat, is differentiating between uppercase and lowercase letters. And it will give us this difference, minus 32 and 32. And when I compared S2 with S1, I got the result as a positive value 32. That was a difference. This 32 that I obtained is the difference between the ASCII code and small letters. Now, if in this last example, which I've given, okay, if I don't want to differentiate between uppercase and lowercase letters, I repeat, if I don't want Java to differentiate between uppercase and lowercase, so what I can do is I can use the method compared to ignore case. So see, in this last example, okay, I'm using the method compared to ignore, okay, and in this one also compared to ignore. Let me tell you what would happen in this cases. Java will not differentiate between bat, which is stored in S1 in uppercase, and with bat, which is stored in 2. It will not differentiate them. Yes. So what is the answer value that we'll get when the computer with Java is going to compare them? It will give us 0 in this case. So this time Java for capital B and small b would not be treated differently. I'm saying in case where I'm calling the method compared to ignore case, and the result we are going to obtain is 0. I repeat, what compared to normally does is it differentiates between uppercase and lowercase characters, which compared to ignore case will not do. So please see the result 0 in both the cases I'm getting. For Java, for compared to ignore case, this string bat written in capital letters and this string bat with bat written in small letters would be the same. It has ignored the case. It is not differentiating between uppercase and lowercase. Whereas if I would have used the same method compared to ignore case for all the examples above, I would have got the same results. Okay, if I would have used compared to ignore case over here in this where I'm comparing bat with cat, I would obtain the same result. Let me tell that to you, because the strings are different. The letter in the first S1 we have bat, letter B would be compared with C. I'm actually saying, what I'm saying, I repeat, if I use compared to ignore case over here in both these cases, the result would be same. Matters where when I've used my string contain characters in uppercase and lowercase, when I'm comparing them, one string having characters in uppercase and another having characters in lowercase, Then compared to ignore case doesn't differentiate between uppercase and lowercase characters. I repeat, for rest of the examples, I would have obtained the same results even if I would use compared to ignore case method. Tell me, do you have any doubts with these methods, with these two methods compared to ignore case? Okay, here I'm just writing in this case when I've given S1 string with having 3 letters string bar and S2 string having a 4 letter string bar BATH. In first case it was BAT and in the second case it was BAT. So I said it compared that with H. The result we obtained was -1 and 1. I repeat, tell me if you have any doubts, anybody. Now we'll solve the question bank now. I shall now open the file which has the question bank, which is at the end of this chapter, and we'll solve that way. We'll be doing some revision of the concepts that we have done earlier. I'm just copying the files in a folder from one of the earlier folders. So these are questions at the end of this chapter. We are solving them. The first question, the trim method of the string class removes leading spaces, the spaces which are at the beginning of the string. B option is trailing spaces, the ones which are at the end, spaces in between, or does it remove leading as well as trailing? Send me your answer in the chat box. Okay, yes, the answer is B. It will remove the leading as well as the trailing spaces. It will not remove the spaces in between the words. It will not remove only leading spaces. It will not remove only trailing spaces. Next question. While using two lowercase method on a string containing special characters. I repeat, while using two lowercase method, the one which converts all the characters to lowercase on a string which contains special characters. Okay, what would happen to the special characters? String. Okay, I'll just give you the suggestion of a string. I'll type a string, and we are using two lowercase method to convert it. So say if the string has this Dadar, comma, Mumbai hyphen 400028 full stop. So this comma is a special character, space is a special character, hyphen and dot are special characters. What will happen to them in this case? Send me your answer, chat box. The special characters remain unaffected. The special characters are converted to spaces. The special characters are converted to null characters. The special characters are removed from the string. What would be the answer? A is the answer, yes. The special characters will remain unaffected. That is comma, space, hyphen, dot, full stop will remain unaffected. Okay. This capital letters B, M will be converted to lowercase. The ones which are already in lowercase will remain the same. Only D and N will get converted to lowercase. Comma, spaces, hyphen and full stop will not be affected in any way. Next. The index of a string, the index, that is the positions when you specify the index position ranges from 0 to length minus 1 of the string, ranges from 0 to the length of the string, ranges from 1 to the length of the string, or ranges from 1 to the length of the string. That means if I have a string, okay, if my string is Dadar or if my string is A plus, what would be the index positions? Okay, now the index positions would be what in this case? They would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So starting from 0, okay, if I count the actual length of my string, it is 6 characters. I repeat, the length of the string is equal to 6. And what would be the index positions? 0, starting from 0 up to length, which is 6 minus 1, that is 5. So the index position will start from 0 and would go up to length minus 1. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is A, ranges from 0 to length minus 1 of the string. What is the meaning of this length minus 1? I told you, if the string, the length of the string is 6, 6 minus 1 would be 5. So the index position would start from 0 and the last index position would be 5. Next question. The index of method returns the position of the first occurrence of the specified character or the last occurrence of the specified character. It tells the position of the null character, or it tells us the position of the new line character \n. What is the answer? Index of. What would be the correct answer for this? Index of gives us the position of the first occurrence of the specified character. If it would have been last index of, then it would have given us the index of the position of the last occurrence of the specified character. But the method we are referring to is being spoken about is index. It gives us the position of the first occurrence. what would be the return type of the equals method? Equals method, which compares to tells us whether they are same or not, is what would be the return type? What is it going to be the return type of the value that we are going to get from the equals of method? You see, equals of method will compare two strings and give us the answer true or false. Now, if you focus on true or false, these values are Boolean values. So we would say that the return type that we are going to obtain from equals of method would be a Boolean value, true or false. I repeat, the return type of the value of the result that we are going to obtain from equals of method would be true or false, which is a Boolean value. Which one of the given statement is true for the following statements? String 1 dot compared to, and in bracket when you provide string 2, okay, if string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a negative integer. 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a negative integer. B, if string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a positive integer. If string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be 0 or none of the above. Which statement amongst A, B, C, D is correct? Send me your answer. We have just learned it sometime back.
So could I wanted to read the.
Pardon, please. What did you say? I did not hear your query.
No, so I wanted you to move the box because I wanted to read.
When there is some chat box coming in between, do let me know about it, because it appears at times and it does times. I would not like that box appears in the middle while the recording is being done. So do point out to me if the box is appearing in between. We repeat, which one would be true? If string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a negative integer. This is not correct. If greater than string 2, the result will be a positive integer. This statement is correct, then the answer is B in this case. Okay. String 1, the result will be 0 when string 1 and string 2 are same. Whereas if string 1 is greater than string 2, the result that we are going to obtain will be a positive integer value. Question number 7 now. Which one of the given statement is true for the following statements? String 1 dot compared to string 2. If string 1 is greater than string 2, the result will be a positive integer. This statement is true. If string 1 is less than string 2, the result will be a negative integer. This is also true. If string 1 is equal to string 2, the result will be 0. This is also true. And all of these. So A, B, C, all the statements are true, correct statement. So the answer in this case would be D, all of these. I'll just stop the screen share for a moment and share the screen again, hoping that the box does not, the chat box, okay, that big box that comes in between is the chat box. So to ensure that it doesn't disturb us, I'll just stop the screen share and share immediately the screen with you again. Let me know if it appears in between. Next question, the value of method returns the dash. Okay, this method value of we have not yet done, so we keep this question pending. Next one, output of the following statement. System.out.println In double quotes, I've written the string Sunday. Okay, so my original string is Sunday. Dot, after that I put a dot and I'm calling the method substring, and to substring method I've given the parameter 3. Okay, from position 3 onwards I should get all the characters in the end of my string. From the string Sunday, I should get from position 3 onwards till the end all the characters. So tell me what would be the output, what is the correct answer? D is the correct answer from position 3. So let us check the position. The index position of the first letter S is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the index position of letter D, this letter D is 3. From here onwards till the end, we'll get all the characters. So we'll get D, A, Y. So the correct answer is this one. Next, the last question. Output of the following statement is system.out.println wonderful. From the string wonderful, okay, on this wonderful I want to use the substring method, and I'm telling substring method to give me characters starting from index position 3 till index position 4. Now in case of substring, when we specify the end as 4, okay, if we specify the end as 4, the character we're going to get is not, position 4 would not be the last position. We'll actually get up to 4 minus 1. So for 4, from 4 position 4, I reduce minus 1, reduce 1 from it. So it will be 3. So I'll actually get characters from position 3 till 3. Okay, this end position 4, when we specify end position as 4, we'll get character up to the end would be actually 3. So tell me what would be the correct answer, which character are we going to get? Or which characters are we going to get? What would be the correct answer in this case? Okay, get characters starting from position 3 up to 3 only. So let us check the index position. 0, 1, 2, 3 is for the letter D. Starting from D and ending over, so we're going to get only one character, that is D. Remember in substring, now let us do a little bit more practice on substring. Tell me if we would have specified in substring, if you would have specified in brackets starting from 3 up to 6 and ending at 6, if you would have specified, then what are the characters that we would have obtained from the same string wonderful? Type in the chat box your answer. We would have got the characters DER. Okay, from 3 and ending, if I specify 6, it would not end at actually 6, it would end at 5. So position 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 is D, 3, 4, 5. So DER is what we would get in the output. Some of you have given the answer as DERF. Remember, I repeat, when I specify end at 6, will not actually end at 6, will end at 5. So we'll get characters in position 3, 4, and 5. I'll go through the section B and I'll see if I want to assign some of these for homework to you today. Let us continue now with some more methods. I'll be sharing this file with you today. I'll demonstrate the function in a separate file. So I'll just close this file. And we'll create a new program. I'll call this as string 9. The method that we're going to do is valid now. Okay, just let us refer to the textbook, this particular chapter, the notes. Let me point out to you, we have done these two methods compared to method we have completed at the beginning of the session. Then after this, I did with you another variation of this method, that is compared to ignore case. Now here in the heading, the author has written the name as compared to ignore. It is actually compared to ignore case. That's the name of the method. In the examples, the author has correctly written the name of the method compared to ignore case. But here in the title, there is some printing mistake. Some of these methods replace substring. We have already done them earlier. These two methods, compared to and compared to ignore case, I'm doing them today. The methods replace starts with, ends with, we have already done earlier. Substring also we have done. We are going ahead with this particular method now, value of method. What is the purpose of this method? Please read. The purpose of this value of method is it returns a string representation of the argument. Means whatever value that you provide to it, it converts it to string. Yeah, the purpose in short is to convert any type, boolean, maybe boolean to string or character to string or integer to string or a long value or a float or a type of value can be converted into a string value. The result will always be a string value. I repeat, the result that we are going to obtain from this method will always be a string value. Out.println I'm writing. Just see how am I calling this method. Okay, I'm writing string dot. Now let me tell you, this is the name of my string class itself. This is not object. This is the name of my string class. Just as you know, when I want to define some string, I write string s1 equal to that. Okay, that is, I've created an object s1 of string class. This same class name I'm using over here. Yes, I'm actually the class name over here. Dot value of method. Okay, please see value. The word value starts with V in lowercase and the word of is with O in uppercase, and in bracket I'm giving true, which is a Boolean value. This Boolean value will be converted to a string and will be displayed on the screen. Okay, one more thing I want to mention about this value of method is that this method value of is a static method. Okay, earlier in the first semester we had learned about static and non-static methods. A static method is one which is used, which can be called by using the class name. If you see over here, before the value of method, I put a dot operator and I've written the class string. Okay, as it is called using the class name string. So here you are getting the class name and then the dot operator and then the value of method. Okay, in bracket, whatever type of value you give will be converted and displayed to you in string format. Some more examples of this method. In another example, I'll put an integer value minus 25. In my third example, I'll provide a value, a double value in brackets. Okay, in the fourth example, I'll provide a character constant. So I provided a double value, an integer value, a Boolean value first in the first example, an integer value in the second example, a double value in the third example, and a character constant in the fourth example. Okay, all these respective values will all be converted into string types and will be displayed. Here there was an extra opening bracket, that was, two closing brackets, one for the value of method and another for the println method. Let us execute this program, string 9. Okay, now in the output I'm getting to see this preview. Now to somebody it might appear that this method has not, but no, this method is actually done its job. This true that you're seeing in the terminal window is actually a string value. This minus 25 is in string format. This double value is also being displayed as a string, and this character constant is also being displayed as a string. So the output that you're getting in these 4 lines are all string values. To give you a confirmation on this, please see, if I'm just to make you to give you the confidence, I've this string dot value of minus 25 that I've written. Okay, beyond this, if I write this plus and I'm adding. Let us make this value positive, so that would be simple. Positive value 25, and I'm adding 10 to it. So 25 plus 10. If this 25 is an integer value and I add 10 to it, it should display 35. But when I execute the program, please see what it is displaying to you. Okay, here 2510 is being displayed. 35 is not being displayed over here. 2510 is being displayed. Why? Because this 25 integer value was converted to, so 25 is not 25, is 2 and 5 to a string value that you are seeing over here, and along with that is concatenated my value, the value 10 is concatenated along with it. So these two are not being treated as string values. Sorry, they two are not being treated as integer values and are not being added up to show you 35. They're being, this 25 is being considered as string, and along with that, my integer number value 10 is being concatenated, and this what you're seeing is a string. Students, I just tried to demonstrate that this value of what it did is, in the first place, this value of converted this 25 integer to string, and along with that, it concatenated 1 and 0. So these were not actually, this 25 was not actually taken as an integer value, and this 10 was not added to 35. We saw that the result we obtained was 2510. So what value of does it converts any type of value into a string value. To a string. Tell me if you have any doubts about this method, value of. Let us see the example in the textbook. Here the author has given us the syntax of this value of method. Okay, look at this string, that is a class dot. Then you write the call the value of method and provide whatever type of data you want. Let's look at the example that the author has given. Okay, if you see over here, my file string handling part 1 is ending over here. So this example is in the next part. Chapter, there are this chapter is being scanned by us. PDF of this chapter is in 3 parts. Part 1 being the first 15 pages. Then some more pages of this chapter is in part 2, and the question bank is the third part. If you see earlier when we were solving the question bank, this is the third part where I named question bank. I'm opening the second part now. Just give me a moment. String handling part B. The next 15 pages are in this file. Here it is. I've already opened it. While scanning, since if you put many pages in one PDF, it creates a problem. So we have to divide a big chapter into parts. This is the program that the author has given in the textbook. The author had declared one Boolean variable by the name myBoolean and assigned true to it. Then the author has character variable myChar and assigned z to it, an integer variable, a long integer variable, a float variable, a double variable, and now for the timing you can ignore the array because we have not yet learned arrays. So you can just skip this particular example, the last one, my character array. And then what the author has done is system.out.println string.value of, and in bracket the author has written my Boolean. The variable my Boolean is a Boolean variable with true assigned to it. So it will get converted to string. Then in the second example, next statement, system.out.println string.value of myChar. So myChar is a variable character Z, it gets converted to string. Now, instead of I made the example very simple. The example which I gave you was very simple. I directly wrote in this method string dot value of, and then in bracket I directly wrote the type of value. In the first case, I wrote Boolean value. In the second case, integer value. Third example, I wrote a Boolean value, and in the fourth example, a character. So I rather give you a very simple example on this. That means in the value of method, directly I wrote the values of different types, and they were all converted to strings. Whereas what the author has done is, the author has declared variables of each, and while calling the value of method, the author has given that variable in bracket. So as you see in this case, my int is a variable. That my int variable had the integer value 1, 2, 3, 4. So that value would be string. Here the long value is getting converted to string. Here float value is getting converted. Double value is being. All these are variables of respective types. My double is the name of the variable that the author has given, my double, and declared it as double type, and the value stored in it is 34333.56665. So this value would get converted to string. Now remember one important point: when you convert using value of, when you convert some value into string, you can't use it for arithmetic purposes. Arithmetic means if you want to do addition, subtraction on this integer value or long value or float or double values, once value of has converted it into string, then you can't do addition, subtraction, arithmetic on it, because the value is converted to string. Okay, sometime back in my example, when I had written plus 10 over here, it did not add 25 and 10 and gave 35. It actually did concatenation, because 25, that 25 value, integer value, got converted to string, and so that string 25 was concatenated with 10, and we got the output 2510. I hope you got the point. Okay, so this is the discussion we have had on value of method. Okay, this one last example in this is based on array, so we'll discuss it separately. Okay, don't worry about it now. As of now, we have completed our discussion for the day. Tell me if you have any queries. Okay, the author has continued this example where the author has converted the array into string, which I'm not discussing this part because I have to yet teach you the concept of arrays. I repeat, tell me if you have about what we have discussed today. Okay, we'll stop over here for today. We are meeting tomorrow to continue with the concepts. That's all for today. Thank you, everybody.